So I'm not joking. Whatever talent I had, even though I was not a great singer at that time, there was something that I had that made the people want to play with me. There's a great jazz player who used to be around there. His name was Shake, and down by Gresham Road, there used to be a community center called that Bang Center. And right next to that Bang Center at 3 Gresham Road, Sheikh used to live there. We had a bit of a squat there, but that's where we used to jam. So that Bang Center was a community center, but right next to it, we kind of like had parties on Saturdays, and that's how we'd make a little bit of money. And, so we go there and jam, and I'd be given the mic. The thing is, once I got the mic, I could improvise a song, and people just went crazy. I'd be jumping around and I'd be dancing, and people just went crazy because I could sing. I could make up songs right on the spot and give it my everything, and people be like, "Hey, he's Bob Marley. He's Bob Marley." Every time it was whatever. People just couldn't stop saying that. Every time I meet people, they say, "Yeah, you're gonna be like Bob. You're gonna be like Bob." And so it became a thing which just became part of my life, you know, because I didn't say it. The people kept saying it to me. I liked it. I really liked Bob Marley, still do. But the people kept saying that to me, and I wouldn't just say it, but now I have to say it because it's the story. That's how the story went. And it was very encouraging. So people would come to the house. There was a brother who was really into Marvin Gaye, and he wanted me to join his group with his sister. He says, "We can make a group together. Black brother. So that was him. And then there's a brother called John, who was quite a rapper. I was in a pub in Stockwell, and 3 white guys were talking to me and talking about music, and they said they got a friend who's got a label, and they gave me the number, and I took the number and I called the guy, and he says, "Well, really, he's looking for a rapper." And I got in touch with John, and took John to this guy's house. He was living out in Hounslow, somewhere near Heathrow Airport, way out there. But I went to his studio, and which was really cool. And then I had my song, and he liked my song that was revolution style. I'd written that because of the situation in the house. There was so many arguments, mainly because of Sheila. Arguments, and no music. So I came up with a song called "There's a Lot of Talking Going On, Killing the Music." So I retreated into my room and was writing songs, and just wanted to stay away from all the madness that was going on in the house. And that's when Bob Marley music even became more important to me. Things like positive vibration. Get down on your quarrel every day. You're saying prayers to the devils, I say. That music meant a lot to me in that house. And the other song that I really used to like was "Back Out." Back out and shut your mouth. Back out. You're making things go slow. You ain't got no behavior. Don't know who could be your savior. You're so sweet, Miss Martin. Good and sweet like Yasso. By the time the keyboard just hits, that would be Glenn Adams, right? By the time it hits out of there. So the songwriting, because of everything that was around me, really became really good. And all of Bob's lyrics meant something. It was no longer the situation in Denmark where Bob was some figure from far away. And I had my Danish life. I'd gone to England. I was immersed in the reality of the inner city blues of England. The police, the suicide, the herb, the fights, so trying to stay positive with the music, all of that. So a lot of songs, I started singing from that place in my heart, and it resonated with a lot of people. And like I said, it was not too many Rasta youths doing that at that time, not my age. So, but on the streets now, that was a cool place because the atmosphere was easier. So I used to escape to the street. The girls that just were from Europe, you know, fresh-eyed, and a whole lot of people. Leicester Square, there's a guy whose name was Brian. He used to play his thing and have a big old crowd and be pulling in like, I don't know, man, like about £2,000 a day because of the amount of people that were seeing him. And it's like, man, we want a big like them. Like I said, Steve Wellington, he was amazing. So Steve started being friendly with me, you know, and I used to think that he was unreachable, but he was friendly. And the way Steve was, he was, every time he see me, as soon as he sees me, before he says hello, he just grab my guitar. And to me, it was like it's Steve Wellington grabbing my guitar. Steve is playing my guitar, and then he'd play it and play, and he was just like into it. He played everything. He played Hendrix. He played Mr. Big. He played everything. Metal he liked, And it turns out that he had grown up in a white family as a foster child. His parents from Jamaica, but he'd grown up as a foster child. So he really started checking for me a lot when he realized I was from Denmark, and he had this girlfriend from Denmark who he really liked. And then from then on, it was like, when he sees me, Jimmy, and when I see him, it was Steve. So it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Denmark, teach me some Danish and whatever, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So we kind of like became tight like that. And he told me what to do, what to practice, what to learn. And he used to tap guitar. So it was always a thing to be able to play like Steve. It meant a lot to me. That was the streets. So it was educational being on the streets in London. And summer went and fall started coming, 89, and you can imagine all these things happen in that short time. And started preparing for the winter. And my thing was that I wanted to buy a 4-track machine because now I'd really gotten a lot of songs together. And I'd seen a 4-track machine in Brixton Exchange Mart on Coal Harbour Lane. And it cost about, I can't remember if it was £200 or £400. But I was gonna, hello. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Just a second.